So today, against my better judgment, I was completely against it when Asia suggested it, and then the more I talked to other people about it, the more it seemed like the right thing to do. But it feels like an admission of defeat, so I was trying to avoid it. Today, I sat down and I officially filed for unemployment. Like, when all of this happened in the building, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna be switching companies, I was so excited, and I was like, oh, we're gonna be making so much more. And you know, there was just, I didn't like the legalities that were tied into it. I didn't like the way this new company was doing business. I didn't like that they were being so secretive. I didn't like that they were waiting to the last minute to tell anybody anything. And it was like, after conversations I'd had with my captain, it was abundantly clear that this company didn't know what they were getting into. And judging by the conversations I've had with people that are still in the building, they still don't know what they're doing. It's just a mess. I don't have details, but I don't need them to know because I was there for the longest time and I know how those things work and I know how those things are. So if the new company is having trouble in the building, I pretty much understand why. So when I made the decision a couple of weeks ago that I wasn't going to go with the new company, there was part of me, honestly, that kind of felt like I was regretting that. Like, I should have just stuck with the status quo. Yeah, it would be a pain in the ass, but it would be work, but ultimately, at the end of the day, I stand by my decision, and I'm glad that I didn't just sign up with the new guys and, get the new shirt that looked awful. I wanted peace. I wanted things to go smoothly, and I didn't think this company was going to be able to provide that. So I stuck with my company under the impression that they had buildings all over the place, and they'd be able to secure me employment somewhere. But alas, it's been 2 weeks, and I haven't gotten so much as a call. So the logical, responsible thing to do is to file for unemployment because this company clearly doesn't have anything for me, and I clearly still have bills. Like, don't get me wrong. Uh, Asia is in a. I'm getting a call. Go away. Asia's in a position where she can take care of all the bills herself with her pay, which is nice. But I also want to be able to do more. The whole idea of her going back to work was like, oh, look, we got two incomes coming in. Now we can do so much more. And now we're right back to this one income shit. And I don't like it. So I'm going to file for unemployment. That'll be something. And then I can start looking into other work. Like, apparently G4S is hiring again, which is where I was working when I was doing the regional transit thing. Apparently regional transit is hiring because a lot of the people are unhappy with the positions now. Like, it's not enough that they make 18 bucks an hour to ride the train. They want to be salty about other shit. And it's like, I don't know their plight, so I can't speak on it, but maybe I'll just go ahead and apply for regional transit again. Maybe I'll put in another bid at G4S. Like, I now have a year of security under my belt working in a state building. So that ought to carry some weight somewhere. And that's funny because regional transit really carried me over into doing what I would do next, which was intercom. And DSP really aided me in being able to make the transition back to security when I went to G4S. So I'm thinking that this year in this state building may have done me some favors. And I'll be able to walk into a place and say, yeah, I secured a state building for a year. Lost the contract That's the sort of thing that people look at. Not that I want to get that far ahead of myself. Um, I'm just headed to the store here to grab a soda. I'm going to try to come home, do some writing. I've done my adulting for the day. I've applied for unemployment. Let's see how that works out. You know, it was sorely against my better judgment. I really didn't want to. It's almost like admitting, yep, couldn't go back to work right away, so here's some lazy hush money. And I'm sure I'm looking at that wrong. I'm sure it's just me. It's in my head and I'm being silly. But I can't help but feel like, fuck, unemployment. Like, I thought everything was on a roll. This has still been a great year for us. It will continue to be a great year. But we got a little hiccup we need to get past. No worries. No big deal. We'll work it out. But here, I'm at the store now, and I hate walking in with you, so we part company.